Hey guys, today I have a big question for you. How do you want to feel today? And what will you do to feel the way you want to feel? Today we're going to be discussing 3 important things. 1, what it's like to chase fleeting feelings. 2, your ideal feelings. And 3, how to use goal setting to get to where you want to feel.
Welcome to Balance Tips Tuesday. I'm Amira, your podcast host and the author of Goal Setting 101. This podcast is all about balancing your goals with everyday life. I want you to drop the guilt, forget being perfect, and instead take small, actionable steps towards your dream self. Are you ready? Let's explore what balance is to you.
There's a huge difference between chasing a fleeting feeling, that is something that feels really good in the moment, versus creating long-term changes to feel the way you really want to feel over a longer course of time rather than something that's just fleeting. So a lot of the times in goal setting, when I ask people how they want to feel, 2 main points come up. I want to feel happy and I want to feel at peace. When really happiness and peace are things that are based on our external circumstances, so how we feel internally is always going to change. We're never always going to be happy. We're never always going to be sad. We're never always going to be angry. But these feelings do come up and they are reactions to what is going on external to us. There are other feelings that are more internal and based on how we feel and what we're in control of. So for example, instead of feeling at peace, you could feel at ease. Instead of feeling happy, you could feel joy. In Goal Setting 101, I tackle making long-term, consistent changes that help you feel the way you want to feel instead of chasing things that feel good in the moment. For example, it might make you happy to have a job today that will be providing you with the 6-figure salary and benefits and all that good stuff. But in the long term, you might feel more joy in doing a job that lights you up and you're passionate about and that actually feels good to work on rather than just looking at what feels good in the moment. So to understand what it is you want in the future and how to create it, you actually have to identify how you want to feel. Remember back to last week's episode where I talked about the feelings wheel? Well, I really urge you to look it up. Just Google feelings wheel right now and bring that up so you can explore how you want to feel in your ideal self. Start by choosing 10 or more feelings and then narrow it down to those top 10. After you have 10 feelings, you're going to actually look up the definitions and look up those words and explore what they mean to you. After you explore these, you can narrow your ideal feelings down to your top 3 to 4 feelings, and those will be the feelings that you're going to work with for the next month. So the way you use goal setting to work towards your ideal feelings is by having a feeling that you strive for every single day. So if my feeling today is ease, then I'm going to create a to-do list or a day around feeling ease. If I was to create a to-do list that didn't feel easy and it felt really stressful, then I could blatantly see where I am having this gap between who it is I want to be and what I'm doing in my daily life. So before you make your to-do list every day, you're going to write down how you want to feel and you're going to structure your day around that feeling. You're going to do things that have to do with that feeling so that you are working towards that dream self. If you find that you're consistently putting things on your to-do list that you know you have to do, but you really don't want to do them and they don't make you feel the way you want to feel, then you can outsource them. You could get somebody else to do them. You could get help for doing them, or you can just drop them from your to-do list, realize they don't help you get to where you want to be, and forget about them. If you really do have to do them and you really can't do any of the above options, what you're going to do is you're going to reframe what that looks like to you. So, as I said, you're going to work with these feelings for the next month and you're just going to test it out because at first you might not know exactly how it is you want to feel. You might put things like happiness or at peace on there, thinking that this is how you want to feel. But then when you go to make your to-do list every day and it's not very specific or you don't know what you need to do to feel happy, you're going to realize very quickly that this feeling is not right for you. For example, when I struggled with depression, I felt like I really wanted to have energy. So I thought that having energy was my solution to being happy. So I did a bunch of things and I took supplements to quote unquote make myself more energetic. And as soon as I started feeling all of this new energy, I felt super uncomfortable. My anxiety heightened and I felt lightheaded. It felt like too much. I really didn't like actually being a high energetic person. So when I felt all of this new energy, I realized really quickly that that wasn't how I wanted to feel. And I made a pivot. So I started working with the word calm instead of have energy. So I started to do things that helped me feel calm, and that was actually giving me energy to do the things that I needed to do. With that being said, it's so important to be able to accept that the plan that you have in mind might not be exactly what brings you to how you want to feel. So you might think something is like, I believe so greatly that having energy is going to help me feel happy and will get me out of this depression. And you will try it and the plan might not work. And that's where you have to accept and be able to make a change and pivot so that you can feel and you can move towards your dream self. I hope you like this episode on feelings, and if you have your top 4 feelings, leave them in the comments or the review section of the podcast and tell me how you want to feel. And then tell me one thing that you're going to do to move towards how you want to feel, because that's really the important part. It's not just about identifying something, it's also about doing the work to get there.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Balance Tips Tuesday. Please like, comment, share, and leave a review. Anything helps, and I'm so grateful for every person listening right now. Remember, balance is not symmetry. What balance looks like to one person will feel totally out of balance for someone else. Tune in every week for new insights on how you can view goal setting in new ways to reach goals that you have struggled with in the past. Let's get you back in touch with your natural flow. You can explore this method of goal setting in the Goal Setting 101 ebook. Click the link in the comments of this episode to get the first 2 chapters free. See you next week. I hope you have a great week ahead of you.